Sarah said that it's going to take a live bump, live hit, and then eventually she'll tell me when to step in, and then I'll step in and I'll be okay.
We out here.
I got it. We walk on next time.
shit. So white.
Okay, well, as long as it is, yeah. That's not live. It's not good.
We make some stupid people deter from what's really happening. They're running till something's going on.
Wait, what's it? Apparently we're live at 8:30, so that's in 3 minutes. I did not know that. Okay, thanks for telling me. Apparently we're going live in 2 minutes. So where do you want to, let's go. I think we'll still be fine up there. Keep going moving. I say let's go right there. Okay.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
They just scratched it, but I don't know if that means they scratched the 8:30 live or what. So I guess just be ready, but I don't know what time to go.
Are you gonna ask me?
Yeah.
Hands up! Don't shoot! Mic check.
Mic check, mic check. We're here at the courthouse. How's that? Yep. And we're still debating what time we're going live. So are we not on at 9, question mark? So are we not on at 8:30, question mark?
Yeah, they got gas, look.
All right, Richie. Oh, wait. I think we're going to be on it. No, let's go over there on the side so we're not in the middle. In case people start walking here, let's just be somewhere on the side of it. There we go. Just so we're not right in the middle in case people are walking by.
Do you hear programming?
No, I guess we're not.
Look, I ain't doing shit.
Yeah, I don't really want to walk like this. Oh, I thought you were saying, wait, now I'm hearing things. we're about to go live right now. We call let's, I guess, walk up there a little bit.
Both brothers and sisters here. Like, watch us together.
Hey, y'all make sure y'all get them shooting tear gas.
Yes, I can. Keep saying stuff. I'm being quiet. And it's going to be a live bump first, and then I'm going to step in the shot, right? And you'll tell me when to step in the shot? Perfect, sounds good. So I think it'll start with a live bump, and then I'm just gonna step in the shot and start talking.
Let me know when your live bump.
Say again?
Let me know when your live bump is up.
Okay. Stay, because they're going to run fast. Yeah, things are quieting down right now, but it has been a little bit of a crazy scene in the last half hour or so. That mic is on.
Look, fuck the police.
Mic check. Things are quieting down a little bit right now, but it has been a little bit of a crazy scene in the last half hour or so. Right now, to the right of us, we're standing to the right of the courthouse because we're not allowed on that lawn. That's just a mic check. Say that again, Taylor. Taylor, say that again. Stand by. In the show. Yeah, Erica, well, here's the scene at the courthouse right now behind me. You can see a lot of the crowds, a lot of people here. There's a lot of noise. There's a lot of cars here as well. But what's been happening here throughout this all, we are far away because we are not allowed to be on the lawn of the courthouse. Police did use tear gas a little bit earlier today, so I know it doesn't look like it right now, and I'm sorry for all these profanities, but we are live. It doesn't look like now, but things have quieted down in the past about 10, 15 minutes or so. About half hour, 45 minutes ago, there was actually fire inside of the building, inside of the windows of that courthouse, and you could see the fire alarms going off. You could see the water running down, and people were actively taking things. They were taking big cardboard boxes, whatever else, and they were burning them. They were throwing them inside the building. So police ended up coming out and using tear gas and dispersing all those people from the lawn. So this is what the scene is right now. Really, it's what's happening is a wave of destruction is moving away from the courthouse all the way over here. There were those huge lamps. I'm not sure if you can see that, but the huge lamps, people were waving them back and forth, and all of those have been leveled, I think 5 or 6 of them. So this is the scene right now. People just gathered around the courthouse really waiting to see what's going to happen next. Police are at the front steps of the courthouse with their bikes in front of it. There's a truck there, and they are issuing those warnings saying, citizens, please get away from the courthouse. We will be using tear gas. So that's the situation right now. We're going to be live here all night. We'll be checking in back and forth with all the latest. But for now, I'm AJ Abel live in front of the courthouse. Fox 17 News, your that station. Sounds good. Nikki's talking right now, and then it'll be to me. She's gonna toss to me. So I kind of want to walk down there to that corner, so then we can at least see the plaza.
I'm afraid that if people start running, they're going to run that way.
I feel like they're going to all start running this way. I think if people are going to run, they're going to run this way. So I kind of want to get to that corner if that's possible. But we're about to be live, so I don't think we'll have time for that right now.
Okay.
But unless you want to try it. Let's try it. Ready?
What are y'all here with this thing going in the head with this? Right in the news, goddamn.
Y'all be safe out here, man. Yeah, you got me saw you on the news. I was like, nah, you didn't see me on the news. Nick, you guys. Hey, I'm crossing the street, y'all. I'm just gonna get
Stay. They're going to run by us. Yeah, Erica, really it's just a fluid situation right now. And here's what it looks like right now. You see that smoke right there? That is tear gas or fireworks that has been thrown out in the lawn. And what's been happening here throughout the past, 10, 15, 20 minutes is it gets a little bit calmer. And all of a sudden, as people retreat and come out a little bit, as it gets calmer, people go right back in there. And then we see this scene right here. You can see the people running away and running away. Now, police officers are there at the front steps of that Metro Courthouse. They're there. Effectively, what they're doing is they're guarding the courthouse. They have their bicycles in front of them, and they're all standing there in a line. There is a SWAT truck there as well. And as people start going back in, and as people, sorry about that, and as people start going back in, so, and this is what it is. This is live right here. This is right in the middle. It's right in the middle of what it is. So as it starts calming down, people come right back in. And as people start getting right back in, then the police officers deploy that tear gas again. And this is what the scene is. So this is a man right here. He just took and threw our tripod.
What we got got going on here? We tired of motherfucking dying.
Hey, bro. What we got going on? It's off. Yeah, it's off the air now, yeah.
I just didn't know what news you were with.
Yeah, Fox 17. We're the local guys, yeah, not Fox News.
I like that.
It'd be nice to record a segment of somebody you know, it'd be nice to record something if nobody was radical, you know, or actually radical.
Yeah.
'Cause, you know, there's plenty of brilliant people that can speak.
Which area is that? Watch your team right there. Wrong way. Wrong way. Fuck, man.
Let's go over there. Let's. I say we can. I'm sorry. Sorry. All right, you want to, Richie? Let's go right there in the middle.
Fuck this.
Hello. Yeah, we're good. Yeah, we're ready to go in. You are. Very good. Bye. They said be ready to stand by. Just put it on. You can leave it. Turn the light on if you will. Okay, we're ready to go whenever you are. We're ready to go whenever you are. I didn't seem like we were. They just came really quick.
My eyes were still burning.
So they were. My whole face is burning. Like literally my entire face. I think Channel 5 was in the actual square. So, wow, water would be great.
Over there crying. Why are they? They just down the way crying because of the tear gas. It's not that bad to me. Maybe it affects different people differently.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you know what? I don't know how close to it. My like eyes are fine on my face.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, we were standing over there.
Yeah.
I'm just, where'd people go? I have no idea. I'm just out here observing.
Yeah.
And trying to record with my phone. That's crazy. I can't get around like I was. I had a lawnmower accident. Broke my finger. But I don't know. I heard them talking about. They said what other government building can we burn down? So I don't know.
I wonder if they're going to go back.
Is that where they were?
That's when we started today. I mean, I've been here since 2 o'clock.
I'm surprised they haven't made their way to the Capitol.
We thought they were going to go there, and then I don't know what happened. I think there's different groups.
Downtown pretty soon. Yeah. Rough. That was a fireworks.
I didn't know it was a firework, and I freaked out. I just thought somebody throw something.
Yeah, this is my garage. I was parked underneath it. And I thought it was tear gas, but
Yeah.
it's insane. They're trying to get shot. Well, y'all be safe here.
We're going to have to start walking to wherever the crowd is. We gotta find the crowd. We'll stay this one right here. And I'll say whatever it is. I'm going to have to
Over there. How does everyone get gas tickets? Except for this one.
Earn your money tonight, right?
What's up?
You gonna earn your money tonight?
Can't hear you. Sorry. What you said? He what?
He's looking at you on his phone. I was like, I don't think he's recording.
No, not yet. I mean, we're live, but us personally aren't right now. Yeah. Sounds good, Eric. Nikki's rapping, and they're gonna toss to me.
Champion curfew.
Yeah, just saw that. Stand by. Yeah, and there's really, it's like you said, there's really no way to know what you're going to see or what you're going to hear because everything happens here. It happens so quickly, and it's such a fluid situation. So last time we talked to you, you saw what the scene was. There were people all around us, everybody running out. This is the most peaceful this has been in probably the last 15 minutes. So since the last time we talked, we actually were in the middle of that tear gas ourselves, and this moves quick. So you saw those people running out, and before you know it, my photographer and I, it comes up very quick. We're crying, our faces are burning, and we're running out, struggling to breathe along with everybody else. And this is what it leads to. It's what I was saying last time. You know, it gets a little bit calmer, and then people go right back in there. And as they deploy that tear gas again, people start running back out. So now we're trying to really figure out if we think people are going to come back here at any point. What you're seeing right there, you see all of those officers standing there. They are moving closer and closer to the street. This wasn't the case, you know, even an hour ago. And I think as the evening is progressing, and I think as they are figuring out that people are going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, they're just going to move their way farther and farther down to make sure that people just can't get into that courthouse at all. We started out a couple hours ago, people, when they first got into that courthouse, and this is what I was trying to tell you the last time, people started breaking windows, and before you knew it, people were setting things on fire, and they were throwing them inside of those windows of the courthouse. So the fire alarm actually in there is still going off. There's tons of water rushing everywhere. Then the police came over and sort of took control of it and started throwing out the tear gas. And that was about an hour ago. And they made it very, very clear. They said, citizens, get out of here. We're going to start throwing tear gas. And people kept coming back and kept coming back. The second wave, when people came back, was when they broke all of those lights. And I'm not sure during the last time that we were there, if you looked on the ground at all of those big, tall lights, people stood there probably for 30 seconds each flight. People were waving them back and forth until the whole thing fell. There's a lot of loud banging noises, and you know, really one of the scary things is you're not sure what that is. Some of them you see, and it looks like fireworks that people are throwing out. Other it's tear gas, and other times it's these huge lights that are falling out and making this huge, loud popping noise. So this is what it is right now, and what it looks like is police are just trying to move farther and farther down the street to discourage anybody to even be here at all. There's still a few people standing at those front lines, and that scene might not clear up at all. There's really no way to tell, but you can even see that truck right there. That truck has moved its way farther down, and trying to prevent anybody from going over there. Earlier today, I was at the precinct, and this was a similar scene about 4 or 5 o'clock-ish when people started first getting to the precinct. It all started very calmly, and police did exactly the same thing. They all stood right in front of the precinct, and they really just stood guard in front of it. People started throwing water bottles, and then it escalated to people throwing bricks and trying to throw bricks through the buildings, and police brought out horses, and that's when things started getting a little bit hairy. People were hitting horses with water bottles, with bricks, whatever it was, and then the crowd dispersed. So we had a couple hours here where crowds were just going around certain areas and dispersed, and I think they weren't sure where exactly they were going because there were several different crowds going to several different places. And one thing Erica and Nikki touched on as well that we wanted to emphasize is we spoke with the people. This rally started as a peaceful protesting rally today. A ton of people. There was a huge amount of people there, all very peaceful and all, sharing their sentiments and talking about the life of George Floyd. And as people left there about an hour ago, the leaders of that rally, the people who organized that rally, they told us that they actually went home. They are no longer there, and they've been home. So the people that you see here, the leaders wanted to know that these people that organized it, they weren't involved. They had their intentions. They were all very, very peaceful intentions, and that's really wanted to get out. But then there are people that broke away from this, and then they started, and the destruction that you see here, and it really is, in some ways, a wave of destruction, but it has pockets. It goes in and it goes out, it goes in. So it's really whenever police come by and stop it before people go back and do something else and move on to a different area. So people obviously, it looks like, have moved on from this area, and we're not sure where they are going. There was talk of people going to the Capitol for now, but we're not sure if that's the case right now. So we're going to go and follow the crowd. We're going to try to find where the crowd is. At the police precinct in the beginning. At the police precinct, as people moved on, people moved on from the plaza, and it was that big group of people walked down Rosa Parks, down Charlotte, and then ended up at the precinct. And it all started very, very calm. There was a front row of people, and that's where the police stood there, and they sort of formed a barricade between them and the precinct as people were throwing water bottles, people were throwing bricks at the windows. A few officers did get hit. Nothing really crazy was happening there at that time. It was mostly peaceful. There were people, emotions were heated. Police were standing there very stoic, very standstill with people in their faces, people yelling, but a lot of it was people just expressing their anger and their emotions, but everything was peaceful. It wasn't until after people left the precinct, and what happened was people turned away from the precinct and they started going under the bridge in the Music City. And as they were going under the bridge, that's when you really started seeing and hearing things pick up. We were behind the people at that time, but we could hear people throwing stuff inside that bridge. It makes a really loud echo. It's a really loud sound. It's hard to miss. And as you walk through that bridge, there's graffiti now all on both sides, and there's smashed windows in there. There's a lot of litter in there. And I think that's when it really started picking up, because later, a couple hours, when we got in here at the plaza, then police, for the first time that I saw during the day, and yeah, we've been covering this all day since the beginning, for the first time I saw that police started using pepper spray, and that was right here. And that was just when people were first getting here, and they had a little sort of brawl with police. Really what happened was police got surrounded by people, and people were taking the police officer bicycles, and they were throwing them over the railing. And that's, I think, really when it started, and police started using the pepper spray. And after that initial pepper spray, more people came in, and more people surrounded the police, and police ended up using more pepper spray. So that's kind of how it escalated. And people did disperse for a time from there, but people just kept coming back and gravitating towards the city plaza for some reason. And I've been here looking at it all day, and I'm not sure if it was convenient and people kept going, or if they made a little bit damage and just wanted to make more. So that's the scene right now. So our next plan, what we're planning on doing, is going back and trying to follow that crowd, figure out where that crowd went again, just to see what that scene is. So that's our plan. We're going to move forward with them, and again, we'll be live out here giving you updates throughout the whole newscast. So we got to figure out where those people went.
What I want to avoid, I want to do our shots far away from people.
Yeah, but we got to find them somehow. I don't know where they went.
Looks like most of them are still here. what's up on the curfew? What's going to happen to us if we ain't out here?
We're going to keep out being out here. We're not going to arrest us. So I say let's start moving. Let's at least walk down there and see what's going on. We'll be next. So I guess let's just go right here.
This is the Metro Police. You need to disperse. There is now a 10 p.m. curfew. Leave outside after that curfew. After that curfew, you'll be arrested.
We out here. Well, 10 o'clock, our newscast ends, so we're about to be next. So stand by.
This is the Metro Police.
Yes, but not while we're live. So I can do this live shot. I can make it sort of quickish and then start walking towards Lower Broadway. Do you want me to do that? Okay. Okay, sounds good. So start walking towards Lower Broadway and then I'll just take us live when he's done. Well, just keep it up. Oh, here we go. Stand by, I think. So you know, 30 seconds or so saying, citizens, please get off the Metro Courthouse. There's a 10 p.m. curfew. Anybody here will get arrested. There's also a lot of people that are bystanders here that really aren't part of this, but I've spoken with a lot of people, you know, just on the side streets, people saying, I just wanted to come out here and see what this is all about, and I wanted to take some videos as this is going on. So there are plenty of people who aren't necessarily participating in this, but they're coming out and they're gravitating towards where all the action is happening, and I think maybe that's part of the problem. Police see a bigger crowd forming, but some of these people really are just trying to stand by. So we've heard that people are now moving down towards Lower Broadway, so we're going to leave you right now. We're going to start walking back towards Lower Broadway and see what's going on there and hopefully give you an update about that in the next 5 or so minutes. But again, this is the scene right now, and the traffic is still moving through here, which is interesting. People blocked off the street for a little bit, and then sort of dispersed, but traffic keeps going through, and a lot of these cars, some of these cars I've seen the same ones passing through and through, you know, people making circles, making laps, people honking. There's a lot of loud motorcycles, a lot of noise, but I think some people are just finding them in the midst of this protest and trying to get through and trying to get through some of them peacefully without hitting anybody here. So as you see, there's music there right now, and this is sort of how it started when we were at the precinct. Things were very, very quiet, and then people started playing music, and it started getting a little bit more rambunctious. So this is the first time really that I've heard music being played here right now. So we'll see what happens here. We're wondering if people are going to bring more crowds back here, or if they are dispersing back towards Lower Broadway and moving towards the Capitol or back to the precinct, or be it. But for now, here at least, the fires are out. And you know, earlier throughout the day, there were people at some points burning just whatever they could find. You know, I saw people carrying American flags, setting them on fire, and people just walking with burning American flags throughout that lawn, I guess trying to make a statement about this. And also they were throwing those things just straight inside the courthouse. So here you hear all the people honking, and some people, honestly, they're really just trying to get through. We did see some people, however, stop in the middle of the street and get out of their cars and sort of join the protest, and then a couple of minutes later get back into their cars. So like I said before, it's such a fluid situation that you never know what's going to happen within the next 30 seconds or within the next minute, because everything changes, really everything changes. So we're going to leave you right now. We're going to start walking down towards Lower Broadway, and I'll give you an update about what's going on down there in just a few minutes. So for now, live in front of the courthouse, AJ Abel, Fox 17 News, your code, that station. All right, let's walk. Man, that dried out my mouth so much.
Yeah.
Like my mouth, it's just like.
Anyone outside after that curfew will be arrested. You need to disperse.
Say again? I think it's a combination of both. Do I sound like I'm rambling? I mean, kind of, yeah. So let's walk, I guess, on the other side of the street if we can get there. Yeah.